When you think of America, what comes to mind? Big-time sports or Hollywood films? The fashion scene or just a good old-fashioned good time? Well, all of these elements of American culture are exemplified in NASCAR, the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing. So, despite a nosedive over the past decade in both viewership and attendance, as the governing body of American stock car racing, NASCAR has an opportunity to continue to improve its online presence and in-person fan experiences by making their digital platforms coherent, acknowledging their missteps, remembering where they came from, and citing fan input and key decisions in order to restore American stock car racing as a major element of both sports and culture in the United States, disproving the notion that NASCAR is starting to leave a generally conservative and southern fan base. Now, before I get going, here's a little background on me. From a young age, I've had a love and passion for NASCAR, and as the years have gone by, that passion has become my career choice. I'm a 2020 NASCAR Drive for Diversity driver and raced the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series for Rev Racing. My goal is to one day be a NASCAR Cup Series champion. NASCAR originated up and down the East Coast in the early to mid-20th century, with race vehicles mirroring their street counterparts. As the popularity of the sport grew, the cars began to evolve. They went from daily drivers to purpose-built race cars capable of exceeding 210 miles per hour on a regular basis. These cars create intense and high-risk racing, leading to corporations like CBS beginning to cover the sport. This racing product attracted new fans and brought NASCAR into the mainstream by the 90s. This new hype around the sport led to drivers becoming recognizable and marketable, with big-money corporations joining in on the fun. With this growth, numerous changes came about and eventually missteps. Schedule changes saw the sport emphasize the big, high-banked speedways of the West, like Texas, Las Vegas, and California, over the places where the sport originated from, your North Wilkesboros and your Rockinghams. In addition, cars were constantly changed, going through various phases from the 80s through the 2000s and into the 2010s. Some changes were in the name of safety, others were in the name of being flashy and new, so much so that the 2010s saw two different types of cars in the Cup Series with multiple variations of each. As a result, the sport's popularity plateaued and hit lows. With a now mediocre racing product, ratings and attendance dwindled as well. Furthermore, fans stepped away after fan-favorite and successful drivers retired, and the rookies in their place didn't see the same level of success and prowess as their predecessors. What can be done by NASCAR, however, to alleviate all of these are multiple changes. Initially, by doing things like improving broadcasts and advertisements, will boost their digital presence along with the idea of engaging a new audience while not forgetting the previous one. Subsequently, NASCAR should acknowledge their missteps, from the constant rule changes to catering to big markets as opposed to their home tracks. Letting their fans know they are aware is pivotal. Furthermore, on the fan note, doing things like using fan input is imperative. However, you could argue that this demise of falling from relevance is deserved of NASCAR, because they got away from their identity, because they chased stardom. Here's how they can, have, and will prove that that's far from the truth. By using and valuing fan input, various changes have been made for the better. For instance, rules changes to the cars along with plans for the next-gen vehicle will improve the racing product. These changes will have the cars show more relevance to their street brethren and improve the racing product. Schedule changes for the 2020 season and beyond show an emphasis on short-track racing, where the roots of the sport began. New partnerships to cover the sport include NBC, Barstool Sports, and more, putting the sport in new eyes. Furthermore, a higher priority of esports has been a way to not only attract new fans and a new demographic, but also provides an avenue for new drivers to get into the sport, like me. To conclude, stock car racing in America and in the world will stay relevant for years to come, and will not only return to where it once was, and possibly surpass that mark. Thank you for viewing my senior project. For updates on my racing career and academic plans, visit my website, rajacruz.com, for more information. Thank you for watching.